Shalom, shalom.
This video is private.
That's probably the one we just stopped. It still kind of lags on the history feed.
Oh, okay. Let me
So,
go to. Let's see. Go to the channel.
forget sound, probably just do a quick hit so you don't late.
Salaki, man.
No, it's
It's
time.
time.
Man, it's all good. Shit. Shalom, shalom. Ain't nobody on yet anyway. Shalom.
It's lagging. It's like a few seconds behind, but it's good. Volume is there.
Shalom, shalom.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, shalom once again. You know,
Shalom.
Salakia for the technical difficulty. You know, we're dealing with the Prince of the Power of the Air. But as always, let's give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Barak Kodash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of the great millstone. And peace, blessings, and mercy is due to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Welcome back to another live lesson, going live on a Thursday. Me and the brother getting together, we're going to do a quick hit, you know, bringing out a few precepts and a few current events, you know, because the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, is definitely making noise on the earth right now. You know, He's finally moving us into the final chapters of this book, you know, the book of the end times, you know. So, Lord willing, this would be an edifying and informative lesson. Let's start right there.
Starting in 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 14, it reads, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein."
Woe to the world in the oikoumene sense, you know, the entire planet Earth. Woe to the world and the inhabitants that dwell therein, man. Woe, destruction. Okay, this is a warning that the prophets, beginning with the apostles and elders of the great millstone, is given to first and foremost the children of Israel, because this word pertains to you solely, but also to these heathens. You know, we have to tell you what's to come as well. So woe unto you.
Continuing on, it says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh."
For the sword, an instrument of killing, a killing instrument, an instrument of destruction. Okay, and that great sword is spiritually identified as a thermonuclear missile. Okay, whether it's intercontinental ballistic style or hypersonic. Okay, these are the weapons of the Lord's indignation. Continue.
It says, "And one people shall stand up and to fight against another, and swords in their hands."
Right. This is describing a civil war. Okay, one faction of people against another faction of people. You know, one religious identifier against another religious identifier. You know, one nationality against another. Continue.
It says, for there shall be sedition among men,
Sedition. Okay, rebelliousness.
and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Right, because we're on the brink of famine-like days.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
with this whole rhetoric going on about the strikes at the ports, you know, dealing with the longshoremen. Okay, that type of choke in the supply chain is devastating, man. You know, and a lot of produce, you know, a lot of meats, a lot of goods, period, comes by way of ship. You know, there's very little that's produced here in Babylon the Great and its neighboring countries, man. You know, very little.
And that's
Go ahead.
that's a setup for failure in itself. All right, and best believe that was strategically designed. All right, they put most of us Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in these metropolis areas where we don't have agriculture, all right? None of us here are farmers for the most part. So the majority of people in America, the majority of America's population is not farmers. They go into these grocery stores to get their food, all right? And then the brother just brought out the point, the majority of imported goods is from these other nations, all right? So that's the setup for famine and failure right there.
That's right.
Right? So, you know, when the scriptures here is talking about sedition and men invading one another, you know, with swords in their hands, yeah, we know that there's political turmoil that's going to cause civil unrest and lead to civil war, you know, race wars, but the main thing of that is going to be the lack of resources, all right, when grocery stores are emptied out. Because you may have, there's a lot of people who aren't really political. They ain't going to go bear arms because whoever they voted for didn't go to get into office, although you are going to have particular Edomites and people like that. But just wait till there's no food in the grocery stores, no gas at the gas stations. That's going to cause everybody, no matter what their religion, their political stance, what they believe in, that's going to cause them into a animalistic mindset to go and take and kill if they have to.
That's right.
All right? Because they don't have faith. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. You want me to continue reading here?
I was gonna get that precept. The storehouse is suddenly being empty.
Okay. Well, let me read this part again in verse 16. 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So it's going to be a time of lawlessness. That's what we're coming into. They're not going to care about the law, no consequences. They ain't going to care about no decree that the president put out, no decree that the local governors and mayors put out. No, it's going to be straight survival mode.
Yep. And this is a prophecy of it. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Okay, the sown places being what? You know, your Home Depots, your Harbor Freights, your shopping malls, you know, your Sears, your J.C. Penney's.
Yeah.
And the storehouses are what? The Costco's, Sam's Clubs, Stater Brothers, the Ralphs, you know, your local food for less.
Right.
You know, suddenly, at a sudden, this is going to be empty, you know, and unsown. Yeah. Meaning what? Famine is going to be introduced into this world, into this so-called country here.
That's right, man. And everybody's gonna feel it, man. Just throwing out an example. Let's say you a construction worker or you an engineer, all right, and these goods don't get imported. You know, now you don't have the material to work. Now your company might let you go, all right. Then you can't pay your rent, all right. So whoever you pay your rent to, they gonna be hurting because you can't pay it, and they ain't gonna be able to get nobody else in there after you, all right. You can't pay a car note. Now whatever bank lended, you know, it's going to be a domino effect of just everybody suffering.
Yep, and everybody's going to lose their houses. Just like the brother was saying, not being able to pay your rent, not being able to pay your mortgage. You know, all you so-called go-getters out there who's, you know, being real estate moguls and shit, you know, acquiring all these properties, there's going to be a time very soon where you're going to lose all of it.
Yeah.
You know, because let you miss 3 payments on that mortgage, you know, the banking institutions is going to come see about you.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So, and all this is beginning with this strike that's going on.
That's right.
You know, supply chain chokeholds, like the brother mentioned, the domino effect. It affects every facet of life, man. Every aspect of your everyday life. You know, it ain't just they're not bringing no cars into the country so these car dealerships can sell them. No, that's tied to people's jobs. That's tied to people's very well-being, man. You know, not just cars, but steel. You know, for these aerospace plants, these refineries. you know, uh, um, mineral resources, you know, a lack, all of it, all that kind of stuff comes by way of ship,
That's right.
you know, and this is why this place is known as a lake as well in the scriptures. That it's going to be that lake of fire, because a lake is a harbor for ships. You know, a body of water that serves as a harbor for ships, and that's exactly what this place is. This is how this place became rich. This is how the heathens became rich through maritime trade.
Yeah.
You know,
And not only do goods get imported on ships, but actual people. Right? How did the so-called Negroes get over here in those slave ships? And don't think it's over with, because there's plenty of videos out there of individuals who work at these ports and docks that'll tell you that there's cases where they find children and people on those container ships. All right, so they're still important, you know, people over here. And I got a quick precept.
kinda.
This is Isaiah 19 and 15, because this is all prophecy what's going on. It reads, "Neither shall there be any work for Egypt." All right, now America is the modern day Egypt. All right, Egypt represents bondage. All right, it says there's not going to be any work. All right, so all of these jobs out here, no matter what your profession is getting ready to come to a halt. It says, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. All right, so eventually we know, according to prophecy, everything is going to stop here. This whole functioning society as you know it is going to come to a stop. That was
Get back to that
Second Ezra. All right, so back in Second Ezra 15, where we left off in verse 17, it reads, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able."
And what is that? That's martial law, checkpoints and road blockages. You know, and why would that occur? Because of lawlessness due to a lack of bread. You know, when people are hungry, like the brother already brought out, they become beast-like, man. They become animalistic. You know, of the basest sort. You know, so there's gonna come a time it's gonna be too wild out here that this government is gonna barricade you in, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
for the sake of gaining control over the population.
Order out of chaos.
Yeah, exactly. Order out of chaos. You know.
Because
See, make a point. Huh?
I was just gonna say, because the order out of chaos, everything that's going on, even with these port strikes and shit, best believe this devil is behind it. All right, even, you know, like I mentioned earlier, how this whole, you know, these whole metropolis cities were set up and designed. It was designed that way on purpose for this time. All right, so Esau can have complete control over your food source, your income, you know, complete control over everything. And yet you Americans are running around under this strong delusion that you free, that you could do whatever the hell. You know you can't do whatever you want. You got to do what this devil tells you to do. And if you do something outside of that, he's going to label you an extremist or whatever term he wants to put on you, and he's going to take you out if you're not of the elect.
A domestic terrorist.
Yeah.
Yep.
So continuing on, it says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled.
Right.
The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid."
It's because of your pride that these things are going to take place. You know, is that not one of the maybe I dare say the main thing, you know, that the Heavenly Father hates is pride, man. Let me pull that precept real quick.
So,
You know,
yeah, proud. How are you a slave and you proud? You Americans, you don't even know how to do shit. First of all, you don't do, especially the 2/3 of you Israelites, you Jake men out there. You don't even fulfill your duty as an Israelite man by worshiping Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And then you don't know how to do shit. You can't do nothing that a man was created to do. All right? In no way. All you know how to do is be a good slave for this devil. All right? So how can you be proud? How can you be proud? That's why great judgment is coming.
this precept.
Come.
This is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 5. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord, Yahweh Ba Shem Yahushua. And it says, though hand joined in hand, he shall not be unpunished. You know, dealing with you Israelites being tied to the rulers of Babylon the Great, the most proudest nation on earth. You know, a lot of you who are joined at the hip with this devil, you're gonna be judged with this devil, man. And a lot of this turmoil, this trouble, is really for you. You know, it's prophesied in the scriptures as Jacob's trouble. You know, famine is gonna be your trouble. A lack of resources is gonna be your trouble, man. You know, not knowing if you're gonna eat from day to day or even live to the next day is gonna be your trouble, man. You know, and not knowing where it's coming from or how to stop it is gonna be your trouble, man.
Yeah.
You know, because you're a proud, stiff-necked people. You know, and the Heavenly Father, he's about done with you, man.
That's right.
So you got to point out.
Continue on, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. You know, your next door neighbor.
Right.
You know, the ones you you sit in the garage, you talk sports with, having a Corona or whatever, a shot of cognac, whatever you're doing. You know, you go out, you rub elbows. He is not gonna have pity on you. He's not gonna care how long you've been living next door. You know, how close of a bond you may share. When his stomach touching those he care about, he's gonna fend for himself. And if you got it, he's gonna come get it.
Yep, no matter what.
You know, at all costs. You know. Continue on.
That's right. It says, but shall destroy their houses with the sword.
Right. Home invasion.
Yep. And spoil. Oh, Salak.
No, I'm saying home invasion. You know, coming in, guns blazing, knocking everything down, throwing everything up, searching, spoiling, and taking lives if they got to.
Yeah.
You know?
And they gonna have demons on them.
Yeah.
Driving them.
Oh, yeah.
It says, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Right. And a lot of those is gonna be those of you who call yourself preppers. You know? You want to air out your business, everybody close to you know where you at and what you got, so when the time comes, you're going to be targets number one.
Right.
In a lot of people's eyes, and a lot of that stuff is preserved for the elect anyway. You're stacking it up for those who will be in trouble and will be delivered from it, man.
Yep. You damn preppers, y'all gonna air each other out with all that ammo y'all done stored up.
Yeah.
And then the elect gonna come in.
They call it the other precious metal, right?
Right.
They got these stackers of gold and silver, but they got them, those of you who prep, and are really about that sword. That's neither here nor there, though.
Did you want me to continue on in this chapter or stop it right there?
I see
that. Did you have another precept?
You can flow with it.
I got something. This is 2nd Ezra 14. Let me see. Let me find this point.
Shalom to the hopeful elect out there listening and learning. Shalom. Yahweh Shema Shabbat.
Looking for that point where it say let go of mortal thoughts. Oh, okay, I found this. Salakia, 2nd Ezra 14. In 14, it reads, let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. Right? And a part of those greater evils that's coming, we were just reading about in 2nd Ezra 15. Right, so we haven't really seen through and been through nothing yet. It's much more to come. All that Yahushua warned in Matthew 24 is getting ready to go down. Right, so
St. Matthew chapter 24. St. Matthew chapter 24, straight to the point. Beginning at verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying that I am the anointed.
And we got lower level examples of that and higher level examples. All right, the highest level of that is Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. He's come by the way of his technology and his pseudoscience, you know, proclaiming that he's the anointed one.
That's right. And shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Right, so all those things, wars and rumors of wars, people claiming that they the Messiah, they the anointed one, but it's much more that's going to happen before that moment Yahushua comes with those angels.
Right. You know, it's a big deal right now in the news dealing with Iran and small hats over there, and Russia and Ukraine. You know, but there's worse things to come than that. You know,
That's right.
it says, verse 7: For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
We're seeing all these things right now. Civil war here in America is being brewed up. All right, we have yet to see it, but it's soon going to come to pass. And then World War III, the War of Armageddon, where all these nations are getting ready to fight, and we're so close because the least of the flock is taking the center stage right now. All right, all eyes are focused on them, and they're going to be the ones to really crack this war off. All right, and the least of the flock is those imposters in our land right now, claiming to be us. All right, we call them small hats, the 48ers. They're the least of the flock. So that tension that's going on between them and Iran, that's directly going to cause World War III. But even before that, you know, this economic system is going to crash, which is why you're seeing stuff like the port strike, and they're going to implement the mark of the beast, that microchip.
Yep. And that's near. This is why all these things are happening right now in the first place, man.
Yep.
It says, verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows.
See, so it's just the beginning. Right, what we're seeing right now is just the beginning, because you still got famine, you still got to have newly created creatures, like the scriptures say. You know, all type of demonic apparitions hunting these people. The sedition we were reading about. Right, all type of stuff. Leviathan is going to make his way to the surface.
Right.
A time like never before.
That's right.
Just think about that, man. Some horrific things have happened on this earth. All right, you already had a World War I and World War II. Just go look up the death toll of those two wars. This war is going to top it.
With the atomic war being the top of the list.
Yep.
You know, this world ain't seen devastation like that since then.
Man.
You know. But a day like that's not even likened unto that is approaching, man.
Yeah. Hey, think about famine, man. Go read through the book of Lamentations. Jeremiah described that famine to you. There's been all type of famines in the earth that were horrible, but it's the famine that's coming here in America is going to top all that.
Yep. That's right. So all these are the beginning of the sorrows, man.
That's right.
Hey, so
I got one more closing scripture. This is Revelation 3, and straight to it in verse 11. Right, this will be red letter, the words of Yahushua. He says, "Behold, I come quickly." Right, and that's why we're seeing, you know, all these things moving in the fashion that they're moving. This is Yahushua in the midst of it. All right, in the midst of the minds of these Edomites to push forward and do what they got to do. All right, in the midst of these other nations gearing them up for war, this is Yahushua working. Behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. So that was the Lord talking to his elect, saying that he's on his way, he's coming quick, and we could see that. So all we got to do is, like he said, endure to the end. All right, hold fast that we have, which is this truth. All right, our faith.
That's right. Yeah, so continue in it. And so Lord willing, this was edifying and informative. We'll close out by giving all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ba'akakudash. Once again, double honors unto the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone, and peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, wherever you may be. Shalom.
Shalom.